As we reported last week, the nation's largest abortion provider says that it will spend a record $50 million leading up to November's midterm elections. Planned Parenthood says that it will use the money in contests where abortion is on the ballot. In the 2020 elections, Planned Parenthood spent $45 million. The organization has seen a surge in fundraising since the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade in June. And joining us now is Alison Centofante, pro-lifer and President of Centofante Strategies. Alison, welcome back. So good to see you again. If you don't mind, can you put this into context for us? I mean, this is a lot of money being spent. That said, how will this money be used, and how effective do you think it will be in swaying public opinion and ultimately votes?
Great question. And thanks so much for covering this. I think Planned Parenthood is spending $50 million in the elections to keep themselves relevant and to honor the politicians who protect them. I need to point out the cyclical nature of Planned Parenthood's money. The money that they receive, many of which are from tax-paying dollars, then go to them to market their abortions, their lack of care that they give to women, and then they fund these politicians in D.C. to stay in office and protect them. Planned Parenthood is a very corrupt, it's a very scary organization that targets innocent women and children and makes profit off of pregnancies. Whereas we have free pro-life pregnancy centers who offer care for free, ultrasounds for free, prenatal care for free. They don't make money in the same way that Planned Parenthood does when you go and get an abortion. And they are scared right now. Planned Parenthood is scared because the nation is waking up to the reality of science and stories of women choosing life and being strong enough to do all that they want to do, including having children. They're not listening to the lies of Planned Parenthood, so they're freaking out. And as my dad used to tell me, when you're over the target, the bees start swarming. That's what's happening right now. They're freaking out about the fact that many states are finally getting to activate pro-life laws that save lives, and they're getting to work. Women are being spared, children are being spared. That's a good thing. But Planned Parenthood is gearing up. They are definitely taking as much time as they can to raise this money, and then we'll use that in the midterms to get pro-abortion politicians into D.C. to defend them, because they need defending. They can't stand on their own two laurels because the services they provide are deadly. They are disastrous to our nation, and America is ready to see them go.
Alison, what about pro-life organizations? What are they doing ahead of the midterms?
Yeah, great question. Well, pro-life organizations like Susan B. Anthony List and others are dedicated to getting pro-life politicians in office, to stay in office, particularly women pro-life politicians, which we love to see. And we're educating the movement on the need to stay active and stay engaged. Just because Roe v. Wade was overturned does not mean the fight for life is over. The fight continues on the state level. And we have to inform our legislators where we stand, how much we care about this, and also inform them that they are confident and can continue to be confident in their pro-life positioning. Every state law that I've looked at, including the ones that go into effect today, make sure that there is a protection for women in emergency situations. And if doctors need to make that call, that they can make that call in an emergency to separate the mom and the baby, which is different than an elective abortion. But just in case there's any confusion, as I know the pro-abortion movement is trying to cast, every state that's enacting these great pro-life laws make sure that ectopic pregnancies can be treated, miscarriages can be treated, and an emergency situation can be handled as pro-life OBGYNs like those at APLOG have pointed out always happens, has always been an opportunity for a doctor to decide and make sure that a woman and a baby are treated with the utmost of respect.
Well, Alison, we're kind of running out of time, but I really want to get your take on something. We mentioned this the other day on our newscast. The online review site Yelp, it's saying that it's going to make it harder for anyone searching for an abortion to also see listings for pro-life pregnancy centers. And Yelp went one step further, saying that it will add a consumer warning notice to the pro-life listings. I want to get your reaction to this.
Yeah, I've been tracking this story with you guys. You know, Google received a big petition from 600 employees out of their 100,000 saying we should eliminate pregnancy resource centers from the search query. And Yelp just recently put this warning on there that these PRCs may not provide all this same medical care. I don't know if this was their compromise to get in between there. I think that they should make sure that pregnancy resource centers continue to be listed. They provide great care to a community. And as we know, women are going there. I'm talking to these PRCs and their directors. They're serving women every single day. They need to be able to find this care. I think it's wrong for Yelp and Google to step in and make any decisions for women that they are trying to make themselves. Women need to have access to these pregnancy resource centers that provide this free care. I'm not unsure if this was maybe their middle ground, but I will say this to the pro-life movement. If you want your pregnancy resource center to be more medicalized, to have the ultrasounds, the on-staff OBGYNs, the licensing it takes to run the ultrasound machines, then you need to make sure you're donating to them. I think it's a good opportunity, and I will condemn Yelp and Google for getting involved. But I also, on a positive note, want to say this is an opportunity for us to wake up and say, look, our funding doesn't just go towards diapers and formula. It goes towards making sure that these PRCs can become all that they want to become. More medicalized if they choose to do that, having more medical staff, more training, more licensing, all the things we want them to see. They are almost entirely donation-based. Not many take government funds because it's tied to other things. So I think it's a great opportunity to say, look, make sure those in your neighborhood, your family, your friends know about the PRC. Make sure you're involved in donating your time, your money to them so that they can become all they can be for your community.
And we're going to leave it right there. Alison, thank you so much for weighing in. Always great to have you on.
Thanks so much.